to my channel. So this is part 2 of our big day outdoors. So I'm just giving her a nice shower because after the lunging outside, she was getting quite hot, and she gets really impatient when she is sweaty and hot and there's a lot of flies. So we're just drying her here with the little kind of like little squeegee here, and it removes all the water from the coat. So she's doing good. She's really happy, definitely a bit more happier than in the part 1 of the video where she was kind of stomping her feet there for the flies. Since she's all nice and clean now, I'll put her in her stall for a little bit, then we will go graze, and then we will continue with the little makeover transformation here to get her ready for school. So technically most of the horses that are showing are having a mane that's actually a little bit shorter than this. It's about what, 4 inches to the max. But I love the look on Hazel, so it's been 4 years that I'm actually growing her mane, and although it's missing a chunk now thanks to a horse at the previous barn, I'm still gonna just trim it and make it look a little bit more nice and a little bit more tidy, because Hazel's gonna be starting school next week, so she will be starting her first few lessons in her whole life, and so we're just trying to give her a nice bath while we can and get her ready for school. So I'm using a medium coarse brush here on the Forelock. She had quite a little bit of dandruff, so I'm just removing that. And then I'll be moving on to a stiff brush for the body, just because she doesn't have a lot of fur, so she doesn't really need like a big curry comb or curry brush. It actually doesn't really do much, so this brush works really fine. It's actually quite hard and coarse, and it just kind of massage the skin and get rid of all the salt and dust marks and all this stuff. As you can see here, Hazel's pretty relaxed and enjoying her time. So I'm moving on here with another body brush, and this one has the hair a little bit more soft and a bit easier to remove all the debris and the dust that's collected deep down in the fur. So I'm just going over with that, and it helps to add a little bit of more shine to the fur as well. Don't forget to go under the mane, just because that's where most of the sweat's gonna collect. Just because it's definitely warmer for them to have a mane alongside their body, and then it traps the moisture of the sweat in there. So they usually often have like little crystals of like sweat and salt type of thing hanging on there, and they also have a lot of dust, believe it or not, under that mane. So you really want to pull that out and brush it really well. So I will now switch my brush for a comb. It's actually like a metal comb that I'm going to use to comb the mane down and see what it looks like in order to cut it. So I'm just passing through, making sure there's no tangles, no mats, nothing at all, and that she is ready to be trimmed. Just noted that in the shower I actually shampooed her mane, made sure it was clean before actually attempting to cut it. So I'm going here like vertically to try to give it a nice kind of angle, and I see it's not really cutting the way I want to. So I'm just going here horizontally and just following up the tip of the hair. She has just a few of them that is actually sticking out, and I just want to neaten the mane a little bit. So I'm just gonna take a look at the forelock and see if it needs to be trimmed. Usually it doesn't, just because it's been 4 years I'm trying to grow it longer. But that's as far as it grows. So I don't know if she rips it, rubs it, or what is going on. So I'm just leaving it there. But I noticed that there's some hair on her ears that need to be cut. And Hazel, as you can see, she is not really on board with the plan. So it's always best to kind of have a stool to do the ears, just because it gives you a little bit better of a view. But so what I'm doing is basically I'm putting the scissors close to her ear, try to give some nips in the air and see how she reacts. Sometimes she overreacts, and as soon as she calms down and I have the hair secured in the shears, I will actually close it. Please note that I've also been a dog groomer for 10 years, so I'm used to heads shaking around, moving around and all this. She's just a bit bigger than most dogs that I used to groom, but it's kind of the same approach here. So I'm not gonna actually close my scissors or my shears when I see that, you know, it's not gonna work. So you just really have to be patient and wait for the right moment and seize the opportunity when you can. But I highly recommend, if you are new and you don't do this often, either have the help of a friend, a barn manager, or somebody that has done that in the past, just in order to make sure that it goes well. And I also highly suggest that you get a stool. So Hazel's looking all nice, so I'm just gonna put some conditioner in her mane. This is argan oil mixed with macadamia oil, and it really helps to keep the root really moist and hydrated, and hopefully help with the growth of the hair, and also with the breaking of the actual tips of the hair. Although when we cut it, I just like to just put a little bit of extra conditioner and see if that helps her a little bit. So I'm now taking a look at the tail and see what I want to do with it. I'm putting once again some conditioner in there and make sure that it's nice and well conditioned. Same thing as the mane, so the tail was washed in the shower. I just washed basically the mane and the tail. I did not put shampoo on the body. Just these two, just because I knew that I wanted to do kind of a little makeover and trim the excess if needed. So it's really important to basically make sure that the moisturizer goes deep in the actual hair. So you want to massage and brush the hair follicles to make sure that the product gets inside. So I'm here detangling the tail a little bit and taking a look at the dock of the tail where she most likely has dry skin. So she tends to have more of a dry skin other than anything else. So all year round I always make sure that she's well moisturized on the dock of her tail and at the roots of her mane. Just because that's when they actually tend to rub against things and I don't want her tail to be completely gone. And so after watching a few tutorials online, I decided to give it a try to braid her mane all the way down. So I'm here just grabbing a few strands, trying to add a little bit more of hair as I go along. And at the beginning it went actually really good and Hazel was cooperating, but as you can see, as we go along she got really impatient. I think she was getting really tired to be handled, and so yeah, she was giving me a bit of a hard time. Maybe there was also some flies still sticking around, but yeah, as you can see she's trying to relax, but she's not completely giving her head to me, which makes it a little bit hard to make the braid really tight against her her skin. So I just tried it. It was my first time doing this type of braid, so obviously I was not in a rush or anything. I just wanted to see what it would look like. And it looked pretty good for what I was able to accomplish. I just wasn't able to accomplish and finish the whole mane as I've seen in the videos. But we'll try this again later at another time when she's a bit more happy to be braided all the way down. So I'll keep you guys posted, and probably in one of those videos I will eventually actually maybe do like a GoPro version of that or something like that so you can see what I'm doing. So as I was finishing the braid, unfortunately the camera died on me, and so I decided to, one, recharge the camera, and two, get Hazel ready to get some work done indoors, so under saddle. So I put her little therapy boots and some liniment in there just to make sure she would be ready to be worked. I had intended this to be done after workout, but since the arena was busy that day, I wasn't able to actually go the first time. So I'm just here removing the boots, trying to get her ready to put the saddle on and go for a ride. So yeah, she's doing really good. She only had that one back leg that, once again, it's her lazy, we call it lazy back leg, if you will, that she always knocks and have like little issues with it. So what happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think she just scraped her inner leg a little bit, and it just got swollen, and then it had some scar tissue. So I was just trying to see if the boots would help with this kind of, it's not really swelling, but it's a bit more like scar tissue, and see if it would help to kind of keep the leg looking a little bit more normal, if you will. And it seemed like it did the trick. So she was mostly like scar tissue, not really inflammation or anything, but she was good, and it gives her a nice little spa treatment anyway. So putting on the little work boots, once again, these are the professional choice. I believe they're called maybe Elite boots in the color pink or raspberry, and she wears these guys because they're really easy and they really make it easy on the horse for the tendons and protecting all of that. So I really like the support that it gives to the horse, and they're really easy to put on. It takes like literally a few minutes and the horse is ready to go. So also that, like, I'm really patient with grooming and everything, but sometimes when you just want to hop on and go, polo wraps I find are taking a lot more time to be put on, and some other equipment. So I just like these guys, very flexible, very nice, and yeah, take a second to put on. Now time for the saddle, so just removing the little stirrup covers and ready to put on the horse. So very important, make sure you have a nice saddle pad you can put. So put the saddle pad on, and then the saddle will go right next. So as you can see, I'm not the only one at the barn. There's some lovely ladies that are helping me keep my horse healthy, and I'll just say a little kudo here to all the people that have helped me in the past and are helping me currently to keep my beautiful horse healthy. And we're really happy and really content at this barn. People are awesome, and I just wanted to say a good little kudo for all the people that work in barns and make horses the way they are, feed them, take care of them, because they do take a lot of care, and my barn obviously is definitely the best. Really happy with their service. So going back to what we're doing here, so I'm just putting on the little girth, and the tack up will be ready. I just have to put my own boots and my helmet, and we're ready to go. Of course, we have to clean up before doing anything. We don't want to leave all our stuff just in case somebody wants to use the area. So just cleaning up the boots, putting them away, and same thing with the saddle cover and the stirrup cover. And then we should be all ready to go. Here I am just hopping on, and then we'll be ready to start. A little bit of a warm-up, and this time she actually let me get on fairly easily. She was pretty excited to be worked. It seemed like she had a lot of energy, so she's going a little bit forward, but I'm quite happy. Slowly we're seeing progress under saddle, and that's definitely very rewarding. So my objective here for this session is just to get her to first relax herself, like, and just take contact with my hands a little bit more. As you can see, her head is a little bit higher than I want her to have it. So I'm just trying to get her in a consistent like type of rhythm and get her to drop her head a little bit and take contact with the bit, because she is going a little bit forward, the head up. She's just not in the right posture, but I'm just working with her to just kind of relax and get that head and that kind of cadence to be a bit more synchronized in a good rhythm as well. So And this is me just looking at my phone for a second. Sometimes it happens I receive a call, and I do, for my work, I do have to work on call, and therefore do have to take a look at the phones once in a while. I do not recommend writing and reading at the same time, so if it is something that seems very urgent, or if you're waiting on something, maybe double check and maybe try to do something else of your day rather than writing. It could be something really dangerous depending on the horse and everything, so just be mindful of that when you ride. I often rather prefer put my phone on the side of the wall here and just ride and then pick up my phone when I'm ready, but sometimes I do have to take a call here or there. So thankfully Hazel was pretty tired and worked up, so it worked out great. But yeah, other than that, be careful when you're riding. So as you will be able to see, your head is actually starting to lower a little bit. Finally, after quite some work, her head is actually a little bit lower. Sometimes a little bit too low, but it's okay. As long as she's lowering her head and feeling a bit more comfortable. We will be working eventually with a coach soon, and that's when I'm saying that Hazel's gonna start school soon, is that she's gonna finally be able to be part of a lesson program or a little bit of a coaching going on. So that's going to be really exciting, and it's going to help us actually lower this head, get her to collect a little bit more and engage a little bit more and respond a little bit more as well. I got her at a halt, and I'm gonna try to get her to kind of back up a little bit, or do some kind of different exercise. Unfortunately, she, I think at this point, was really tired and was not really cooperating that much. She did a few step backs, so I just rewarded that, but other than that, we have a bit more work to do under saddle for the backing up. just wanted to show you the proof here that horses can trip over themselves, and kind of sort of speak, and they do trip over their own legs. Sometimes it happens with Hazel because she's a young horse and she doesn't have a consistent rhythm, and sometimes she does drop a little bit and kind of trip over herself, but they catch themselves up and you can keep on riding. So this is it for the second part of this video. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I know it was a little bit long, but sometimes, you know, if you want to see the whole process, that's what it is. I hope to see you guys next time. Please comment, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. See you soon. Bye.